Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel today, and we are excited to review Brandon Sanderson's Tress of the Emerald Sea. Just a beautiful cover art. I mean, who doesn't want to read that book? It doesn't matter what it's about. And really, once you get into it, you realize that this is just such a fun story. Essentially, the premise is that Tress is a window cleaner on an island for the Duke, and she befriends a young boy named Charlie, who claims to be the groundskeeper, but Tress is not fooled and quickly discerns that Charlie is in fact the Duke's son. And so they develop a friendship until, after weeks and weeks, they confess romantic feelings for one another. But unfortunately, the Duke finds out about that, and he intends to send Charlie away to essentially arrange a more political and fortuitous marriage. Well, Tress is heartbroken, but before Charlie leaves, he makes her a promise that he is going to uh, essentially shut down any romantic offer, any marriage political offer, and he is going to remain true to Tress until he can find a way to escape his father's control, come back, and they'll sail away together into the sunset. And as part of his token, he is going to send Tress teacups. And it sounds odd at first, but Tress loves cups. It's like her thing, right? It's just so funny, right? Tress loves cups. And so this happens, and it continues on for a while until one day, here we go, crisis, story, the letters and the cups stop coming. And when a ransom note shows up demanding certain things, or Charlie is going to never be released and to be locked in a dungeon, as far as they know, even killed, the Duke does not respond. Tress is going to take matters into her own hands. And we have the story of Tress of the Emerald Sea. Now, why is it called the Emerald Sea? Well, it's because in this world, instead of water, they have spore, powdery dust oceans and seas. There's 12 of them, and they sail on the spores, which is kind of a unique idea and kind of cool once, except for the fact that you realize that these spores are extremely deadly. And if even an ounce of water touches these spores, they expand, they grow, they form tentacles and shoot in all directions and are extremely dangerous, deadly, destructive, okay? And so when Tress is going to sneak off of her island and go to find Charlie, she's going to have to brave the Emerald Sea. And so, such a fun story. There are a lot of cool characters. Once she gets connected to a ship, there's a captain, there's all of your typical sailors, and they all have a role to play in the story. But she specifically becomes friends with the most unlikely of creatures, which is a talking rat, right? And the talking rat's name is Huck. And Huck and her, she's able to confide in him, and they develop a friendship. She sort of becomes Huck's person, and she is his little go-getter. He can go and sneak into rooms, and he can overhear, he can eavesdrop, he can bring her stuff. So her and Huck develop a friendship. And there's one other extremely unique character on, well, I'll go with two. The captain, Captain Crow, and she is, you're never really quite sure where she's at. Is she good? Is she bad? Is she trustworthy? Is she not? And Tress is very fascinated because she always seems to be drinking a liquid out of her flask. And that's just sort of one of her extremely noticeable characteristics. Well, the last one that we want to focus on is Hoyd, who is the cabin boy. And Hoyd, who, if you've read any of the Cosmere, Hoyd is a returning character in most of the stories. If you're unsure about that, we're actually going to do a video where we trace Hoyd in all of the Cosmere books. But Hoyd is one of our returning characters, I'll just suffice it to say, for this video. However, Hoyd is different in this story in the sense that Hoyd, for all intents and purposes, it seems to be that Hoyd views himself and acts and is in everything other than actually being this way. A chicken, which is hysterical, just absolutely hysterical. And he walks around, he shakes his head, he pecks and kind of flaps his arms, and it's just the funniest thing. And Tress has no idea what's going on. She thinks this guy's insane, and he is. But why is Hoyd acting like a chicken the whole story? You'll find out, and it's incredible. And so what's the ending? Is she going to find Charlie? Are they going to confess their love to one another? Are they going to get married? Is she going to save the day? Well, that is up to you to read and to discover. But I will say, if you are starting the Cosmere, you've never read a book about it, I'd suggest starting of one of two places would be my suggestion. Start with Tress, begin here, book number 1, read her, and then her adventure, and then go from there wherever your heart desires. Or read Mistborn would be my suggestion. I've already done an introduction on the first era of Mistborn, but an incredible story, definitely a fun adventure. This is definitely available to a younger audience. This is not young adult, this is certainly adult, but it's one that I think you would enjoy, and I encourage you to check it out. Brandon Sanderson in an interview was asked, just kind of briefly describe what this story is about. And he points us to The Princess Bride, that well-beloved story movie. And one of the things that he always wondered was, Buttercup, the princess, what if instead of waiting for Prince Charming to come back, right? What if she took the initiative and went and found her love? And that is where Tress comes into the story. So as he says, what if Buttercup, but more proactive? And that's an incredible way to describe Tress here. She's a fantastic character, a fantastic book, and you're going to love it. So check it out and let me know. Did you enjoy it? And where would you start the Cosmere? Thank you. We'll see you on the next video.